Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Future Vision podcast. Next one here. I'm really excited for this one. It's been planned for a while now, and I'm really grateful to have them on. Thank you to my doggo, Shone, coming back. One day he's going to be running the podcast by himself. But yeah, before we start, I just want to do a shout out to our one of our major sponsors that's just jumped on, the Click Barbers. If you haven't heard of them, they're down at Forest Lake. You want to check them out. Yeah, thank you to Sonda and Chuck and the boys for jumping on. These guys see potential in this and trust us in this Future Vision podcast, and I'm really grateful for them to jump on. But yeah, before we start, I'd like to introduce our next guest. This young lady, I've been watching her journey from afar. The crazy thing is, her dad's actually an ex NRL player, and to have them here today, I'm grateful because I get to actually talk about her journey with you guys. So, Carayanidis Pulu, thank you so much for coming today. I know you're a bit nervous and everything. Thank you to your dad, Matogo. Thanks, Leivaha, for accepting this invitation. And this means a lot. I know a lot of our listeners will be grateful to hear your guys' story too, especially with your journey that you've been in, for you to put it with your kids now. And my brother here.
Back.
He's back. Now, but before we start, we'll just let these guys just introduce yourselves. Just something that doesn't have to be, up to you where you come from, where you started, born and raised, and how many kids, nationality, just the basics.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it short, sharp, simple. Leivaha Pulu. So I was born in Auckland, born and raised, Avondale, sorry. So spent majority of my life at Avondale, went to Avondale College, come over here, went to Cuba Park. So spent a couple of years at Cuba Park, done my last 2 years at Cuba Park. I went to Sydney. I spent 2 years in Sydney. Well, actually more than 2 years. Sorry, I played my Toyota Cup. So going back to Toyota Cup days. So my first year, my wife fell pregnant to my daughter I have now, Carayanidis. So she's my eldest. I'm a father of 5 kids. I've got a lovely wife, Leivaha Ta'alimoeaka-Pulu. So what else is there that I could... yeah, that's me. I've done a bit of traveling. Actually, I was lucky enough to debut at the age of 26. So I had to kind of buy my time. Yeah, it's been a journey, but I'm really grateful. Yeah, you want to fill in the gaps?
Carayanidis Ta'alimoeaka-Pulu. I'm 15 years of age. I attend Marsden State High School. I'm the oldest of 5, and I was born in New South.
New South Wales. Serious? I thought you said you came from New Zealand, yeah. Oh no, you Toyota Cup.
Yeah, so I played Toyota Cup. So when I moved to Sydney and played for Tigers, West Tigers, she was born.
But where did you play your first rugby?
In New Zealand, under 8s for Manabit Lions.
Oh, so you just went back to New Zealand after Sydney?
Yeah. So we went from Sydney. My journey is it goes all over the place.
I didn't look at your passport, bro.
Yeah, nah, man. I've done a bit of traveling, so I, as you know, for all of us, man, you know how it is, bro. When you're, for me, when I was chasing the dream, man, like I had to kind of always be on the move, because if I wasn't wanted at one place, then I had to move to a place where I was wanted. So I was in Sydney, and then spent 2 years at at West Tigers under 20s. Then I went to Windsor, and then after
Windsor.
Yeah, I was there so I got a training trial with Penrith. I think that's before you came in there.
Oh,
Yeah. That's when Ivan Cleary's first year come.
Oh,
Yeah. So they were doing like so I done preseason, done a year at Windsor, then I went to Wyong, and then I spent a year at Wyong, and then after I spent a year there, I went to France for a year, and then I come back to Wyong, and then I just found out that when I was at Wyong that they were a feeder to Roosters, and then I got a preseason at Roosters, and then man, I've done heaps of preseasons there. Yeah, so holding pads.
That's me. And you were traveling with
Yeah,
Nidis
so
everywhere?
yeah, so Nidis, her story was my first year in under 20s, I finished high school, and what happened was I think there was a lot of things that were happening. You know, I think for mine was there's a lot of things that was happening in my wife's life as well, and she fell pregnant with Nidis, so I had to kind of put on my I had to kind of grow up real quick for me. So and had to, go out there and get a job, you know. Um so with Nidis, her one was that so we had her in Sydney, Blacktown. And I still remember the day when she was born was that for her was I remember I come back from playing in the Gold Coast. We just touched down um into Sydney, and then my wife said that, oh, bro, we're going to go into labor. Oh, yes, sweet as, cool. So it happened that everything happened fast that night. Being a new dad, I didn't know what to expect, man. I didn't know what to happen.
Especially young age.
Yeah, young age. I didn't know what was contractions. I didn't know what was like, are you okay? What's happening? I was just like, so I was lucky enough that I had, my mother-in-law and my mother who was alive so they were here. But I still had work the next day. So we went to Blacktown Hospital. She came about 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Well, I'm asking.
I don't know.
She came back 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning. And 2 o'clock in the morning, I went home, went to sleep, and then went to work 6 o'clock the next day. Yeah, so that's probably our journey with
That's
her
cool.
being born in New South Wales. Yeah.
And then how old were you when you came to Brisbane?
I think I was 12.
Oh, true. So
12, yeah.
you just say in the future, who do you allege to? New South Wales or Queensland?
I'm New South deep down.
Oh,
Yes,
bro.
that's what I like
Cut
to
the
hear,
podcast. I forgot to say only Queensland. You and this guy out. No, that's cool. I thought because you went to school here in Keeper, I thought she was born and raised here. So that's cool, man. Been everywhere, eh?
Yeah. As I said, man, it was a bit of a journey, but man, that's a life of a footy player, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, when you're chasing, man, like but you just go move all over the places, man, until you get the opportunity. So that's
That's a pretty good, pretty big testimony, for yourself and for all young people out there. Like you said, you didn't debut to your 26. Toyota Cups is, under 20s. That means 6 years you've been grinding to finally get that crack. And, obviously, for your daughter to see it now, it's like, it's not an easy road for, not only for men, but, for the girls too. They got the women's league now that it's building, and that sometimes a player could crack it, at 19, 18, but then there's people like you, Cody Walkers, they late bloomers, and then they finally crack it, and it's like, fire, all their work is it's been achieved and all their dreams.
That's off to you, dogs. Like I look at it now, just with the youngsters now. 22, if you're not in, they just like, I'm going somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like they think it's over. But man, hats off to you, dogs, because I know that that'll be something big for you to, to see that you just never quit, just keep on grinding. And what is it? Is that for you, like growing up in footy? Like, did you just start playing footy at a older age or since young? Oh, you said 8.
I think I started like it was my dad that made me start playing, and my little brother. I was like, oh, like running through them. Like I want to hurt them too, and I think I was just like, Mom, can you like get me in the team, please? Because I'm sick of standing on the sideline.
Oh, so you actually wanted to play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. And is that when you were 8, you were saying?
Yeah,
In New Zealand.
Went into the Mount Albert Lions, had my first game, and I was like, I was nervous, but I was excited. Took my first one, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go again.
And then you like it, eh?
Yeah.
That's
It was
cool,
so
man.
cool.
I've seen that. I love watching your highlights and that. Like, man, I actually thought you were older because of the girls you're playing with. You know, it's like, man, when you come in as an impact, sometimes it's like to finally meet you, like you're really shy and that, but on the field you're different.
Different beast.
Yeah, different beast. No, it's off. It's so. When you first started, were you always watching your dad?
Like playing with the older girls? Or?
No, when you first started playing footy, was it?
Oh, yeah,
Did you want to play because you watched your
yeah,
dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I was inspired to play because of my dad.
Yeah.
Were you ever forced by dad?
Training on road runs. Forced to go road runs 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, too early.
Yeah, nah, that's actually cool. Like, he talk about that because, like, obviously your dad's been there. He's done that, and he knows what it takes to get there. With now, kids your age now just think, oh, I've got the talent. I don't need to do the extras, But you're very lucky to have your dad there to be able to push you, and that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like you said, your dad was your role model, and there's no one better to have as a role model because, like Clark said, he knows what works, what doesn't work. He understands the grind. Like we said, 6 years to he finally got his first great game. Where was that at? Gold Coast?
Yeah, okay. I think for me, like hats off to a woman like my wife. You know what it's like to have a strong wife. So my wife that done most of the like nurturing and everything else. So I give credit where it's due. And like for me, I've been really blessed to have a wife who supported me throughout. You know how it is. Sometimes it can be easy to just chuck in the towel. But for me, I was lucky enough that my wife supported me. Yeah, she just pushed me and just like it just continues to push me and just told me straight, or or she could have said, "Oh no, throw in the towel and we can go do something else."
Especially because you said your first baby at a young age. It's usually it's not working. Go look for a full-time job where we're gonna get income. But obviously, you can tell she supported you throughout this journey of yours.
Funny you say that because I think I was about 22 or something. I had a hard day of work. Oh, not a hard day, but just like a normal day
we
of
all
work.
have that.
Yeah. And I think for me was I wasn't getting picked to play, New South Wales Cup. I wasn't getting paid, but at the job at the time, I was, I was kind of getting good money, and I was like, man, I jumped in the car after finishing work. Oh, my high vis, hard boots, and I turned to my steel caps, man, rugged ass, not happy, fluff, and then I turned to my man, fuck, I'm gonna give up footy. I'm gonna concentrate on work. Yeah, she just turned, no, you're not. She turned around, no, you're not. She knew that I was unhappy. Yeah, she knew that like this is what I like. I gave my life up for, like leaving New Zealand at a young age. She's no, you're not. We'll continue to, work together. Yeah. So she, and then having conversations with her today, but she mocks me against fire. I mean, I still remember the day you come into the car, unhappy, ragged ass hair, high vis, against stuff. I knew. She's just like, bro, I knew that wasn't you because you look so unhappy. But obviously for me, mine was my dad had come on. I want to provide. So But yeah, as I said, man, like give credit to where it's due, and like yeah, I'm grateful for my wife who.
Hats off to your wife, man.
That's what's for you, Carayanidis, what was childhood like growing up? Like, was it only rugby league, or did you play, I don't know, netball, soccer,
Oh,
cricket,
no.
Not the way you play on
it.
wrestling, or
Probably wrestling or something.
No, it was just rugby league growing up. I think I had like a year in netball, but it was for school, like those gala days.
oh
Yeah.
so you just lived and breathed rugby league?
Yeah.
Do you watch rugby league?
I watched the NRL.
Yeah. Well, who's your favorite team?
I don't have a favorite team, but I used to go for Panthers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. No more.
Because he went there. That's when. You started.
Do you like watch it because you enjoy it, or do you watch it to try and learn like skills?
Both. I enjoy it and I learn from it too. And sometimes I watch his games. Yeah.
Tell him you fix him up sometimes, you know?
Oh, before the
Give him
game.
a few tips here and
Yeah.
That's cool. We'll go back to what we were talking about. You know how you say you don't like the trainings and all that kind of stuff. Because no one likes that, to be honest. But we all know, when you set your goals and everything, these are the 1%ers we need to do to get to where we want to be. What's with all that coming, because your goal is it to be in the NRL Women's one day?
Yeah.
Is that what you really
Yeah.
want? Yeah. So how's it for you now at your age? Like,
It's pretty full on. Like, you won't expect how much training it would be. And like having all these rep teams and school, just like you'll probably be training every day and then straight into game.
'cause you play club and school, so they
Yeah.
double up, right? Like,
Yeah.
because it was because I had this conversation and with my last one, and they were talking about the load of trainings, and it was funny because like Issy was talking about, like, back in the days was that load of training wasn't there, but they were doing it in their extras. They had to do extras because they didn't get that in the school programs. You know what I mean?
Games and
So that's what he was saying. Like, back in the days, but you guys get it all through school, club, everything now. But like, back those days, it's only club training or school training, but you got to put in that extra
morning trainings.
Those morning trainings, those ones that you don't like doing now. You know what I mean? But it's just like, how do you, like, for you, like, does it balance out for you? Is there times you just want to, like, I don't want to play football?
Yeah, there are times.
Yeah.
Like there's times where I just tell myself, like, do I need to play club? Like, now that I'm getting older and there's so many like rep teams, cultural teams, like I don't think club is necessary.
Yeah. So it just makes you think out, like, about club, eh? Because there's actually a lot of people that do that. They go school footy serious.
Yeah,
They
and
pull
it's
their
during
kids
the
out
week.
of. I've got a couple of mates. They actually pull their kid out of the club just because school is first priority and it's so full on, which they have. Every parent has a different way of doing it, and I reckon it's actually a good idea too. But like, some parents are different. But it's just, that's cool.
Do you do like extra like recovery? Have you ever done those sort of like types of trainings where it's physio, stretching?
I try to,
Yeah.
but
That's
my
cool.
recovery is like my sleep.
Oh
Just
yeah.
getting my sleep.
That's probably the biggest
Yeah.
one.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest
Yeah.
one.
Or I'll go down to 3P, just do the ice bath.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Like, like we were saying back in the days, like, your dad will know, like, when we were young, we never had, ice baths, or we never knew why people do it, and like now to see a lot of our younger kids doing it, like we got the boys at TC helping these younger kids, where they're, 12, 13, 14, 15, making them understand, if you treat your body well, it's going to pay you back in the long run. Whereas back in the day, like we was talking about, we would play 2, 3, 4 games a week, smash your body.
But even back then, I remember there used to be like Like, you know, they'd be straight from league to you.
Yeah,
You
shit.
play your league and this
Sometimes you play A grade, B grade, C grade, you know, it just keeps going on. But like I said, like it's good that you're understanding the value of recovery, like and sleeping. Because I think like if I was to talk to my younger self, would have been, you know, understanding, you know, how to treat your body. Even when I got into first grade, my first sort of couple of years, I just abused my body. You know, it was just play, go out, you know, party, and then do all those sort of things where, like, if you look after yourself, you know, the longevity of for you in the game will be much better off.
It's so true because, like, I even remember Fotuika talking to the kids one time, and he was saying his preparation is the most important thing, like for game day. And he would talk about how preparation starts straight after his game. So he plays on a Sunday, his preparation starts straight away for the following week, and that's recovery, sleeping, and eating, and all that stuff. Well, back in the days, it's straight on the beers.
KFC, drive-through,
Macca's. Burn it off on Tuesday at training.
That's right.
Yeah, I think with us is that, like, obviously as parents, like, we try and manage the workload. So, you know, that we were going through a couple of periods and stages of, so Carayanidis still was it 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? So she had a knee injury.
Yeah,
She had a knee injury, and you know, at that period of time when she had the knee injury, it just kept reappearing. You know, just those knee, it'll go and it'll come and it'll go. And at that time, she was going through the Nidis stuff. So she made Nidis. But as parents, we had to make the call, like, hey, hang on a minute, like, this injury is not getting better. So we had to make the call as the parents, like, man, like, you know what? I think it's best for your, like, development as in your body, because you're still growing. So we just said, look, we'll pull her out. Yeah. We'll pull her out of this, not knowing what could happen the next year or the following year. So we pulled her out. Her knee, you know, come all right, but she missed out on the rep stuff. Yeah, she missed out on the stuff to be exposed to, like, you know, her school coach. So she had to play in the second div team. So she had to play in the second div team. For us at the time, like, yes, so, like, you know, obviously for us as parents, we know our kids. Yeah, we understand. We see like, for me, as I see my daughter's the best in her age group, but that's me as a dad. And we should probably be the same as with your kids as well. You know, we see, and so at that time, I was frustrated because I was like, man, how come she's not playing in the top team? Everything else, but her body recovered. Come to the next year, she tried again for Nidis, right? And all those didn't make it. Yeah. But she was fully healed. Like, you know, her body was intact, like, you know, no injuries. So, and now for her is that her body is starting to do, like, you know, starting to, her body is starting to, like, I think just pay her back. For looking after it. That's something that like, because you can see with, like, you know, especially in the girls' game, there's a lot of injuries happening. So I think that's what with us as parents is we're just trying to.
Man, honestly, dogs, all hats off to you for making that decision. Because, like, I'll be honest, man. Like, I see a lot of parents, they force their kids through that. You know what I mean? Which is that's their child. You know, they know that. But like you said, they're still fragile. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're still young, and that would have been a big call. But look at the outcome that you got out of that. You know what I mean? And she was able to overcome it. And do you still get that injury now? Or?
No, not yet.
No, but see, look at the sacrifice that you had to do to make that call, but that's you caring for your daughter. You know what I mean? And like, man, I've seen heaps of people are worse, and they still push themselves.
On the flip side of that, it's like your dad was talking about, is dealing with adversity, like not making teams, you know, not being picked, and putting the twos. As you get older, and you get to the higher grades, those is the exact same things. You might get a new coach in your team, and then they say, "Oh, you're too big," you know. But like, for you to have that strong mindset and built already in you, that I trust my talent, I believe in myself, but don't let it, make you feel like you're not worthy, because it happens to a lot of our kids. I've played with a lot of much better players, in my days, where they were guns as they got older. As soon as they got to the age where it really matters, when a coach said, "Oh no, you're not fit enough," they're like, "Oh, stuff this, I'm not coming training." So they just give up. Whereas like you're building that sort of stuff now as a younger, as you're getting older, then once you get to Harvey Norman, you might get picked, you might not, but you're ready for it. You've built yourself. You want to be ready for it, because that's like, like you look at your dad. He went for multiple clubs because of that. That's just the industry you're in. You might get a taste of a good coach. He might love you, but as soon as that coach goes, another coach comes. Now you're dealing with another one, so you got to try and impress. Like you're doing all the good stuff. Looking after your body, training hard, and doing all those little things will give you that edge. Every year as you multiply all those 1%ers. Everyone talks about 1%ers. But no one talks about the 1%ers when you've been told that you're not making it. You haven't been picked. Because that's the 1%ers that matter. Because some people just go kick stones and that's it. That'll be the end of their career.
With you not making those teams, because like as a parent, honestly, with my son, I've been through that where he never made a rep team, and to be honest, I never even wanted him to play football. But when you see how upset they are when they don't, I feel like, oh man, there's something I didn't do, to help. But for yourself, like, how was it when the following year when you went to go try, you didn't make it?
I was pretty gutted. I think I was thinking to myself, like, was I not good enough? Or yeah, but I think it was good because I learned from like those things, like where I can work better on.
Did that like drive you for the next year?
Oh yes, it did.
That's what naturally, as you grow, the better ones, that stuff drives them, and then you become like on par with them, and then all of a sudden, and you just go. Like I know for myself, if I didn't make a team, I was training that night. I went for a run. I was doing extras, because I just like, I didn't get paid. Even like, so like when we play first grade, if you didn't play a certain amount, you'd have to do like a top up, was what they called. So like if you didn't pay over 20 or 40 minutes, you do top up. So I used to do top up, and then I'll top up on top of that, because that was just like I just like, if this is the bare minimum, what more am I going to push myself to, just like that. That's that sort of thinking you're going to have. My little brother, so for instance, Isaiah, this year, I know last year, so he missed out round one. And straight away, because me and him talk a lot, and I rang him and I said, what are you going to do now? And he's like, oh, coach just said, I didn't, he's going to give Sean O'Sullivan the first crack. And I said, all right. I said, so did he tell you what you need to work on, this and that? And he said, yeah, he did this. So I told him, like, that's your drive now. You know what you need to work on. Now, go back to New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup here and work on that. Next week you played first. The next week you played first grade again, and it hasn't went back. So just like those little sort of moments, you gotta embrace them.
That's the cool thing, though. Is like when at that stage they tell you, you know what I mean, what you need to go back to work on, and then but like when you don't make these rep teams, you left question marks like, wow, what did I not do right? Like, and sometimes we look at it as like the kids they do pick, you know what I mean? You're thinking,
I'm better.
yeah, like it just questions like, what do they have that's more than me? So, you know what I mean? Like you said, like you just went back and you just worked on your craft, hey, and it just drove you tried the year after. And how'd you go?
Oh, this year, I made it.
And then now you're at Queensland.
And now I'm in Queensland. It's just,
see,
so good.
So that space of time that you worked, you know what I mean, from last year, from not making medis, and then the year that matters, you went all the way to Queensland. Oh, hats off to you for even, there's some kids don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it can just be, the way I look at it is when a kid doesn't make a rep team, you look at their reaction, and that's where you can tell if, he loves footy or he doesn't love footy. Like, man, my youngest son, he's like, when he never made a rep team, was different to my older son. His reaction, he's walking off the field happy, laughing. I was like, oh, he just wants to play for fun.
Play with his mates, but they waste my gas now.
So he's wasting my petrol, but I'll still take it. You know, but the thing is that it teaches me is that he loves the sport. So I just take him because of that really well. My older son is just, man, he cried like someone died, man. Like, you know what I mean? And that's where, like, it was a game changer kind of thing.
And you know, that's good because it shows you mean, like you love it, you want it, you hate losing. That's a good competitiveness in yourself, you know.
Yeah, congrats on making Queensland. Like, man, I seen it, like when I seen your name pop up, and I was thinking that was your actual age. I didn't think you were.
So you make Queensland up in age, eh?
Yeah, it's 15,
Oh,
16.
Age,
so-
oh, yeah.
No, that is my age.
But you're playing for Opens in
Yeah,
school.
for school.
Yeah.
How does that go? Like with the older girls, like, you know, when you're playing, do you feel a bit shy at times, or are you pretty close with them?
No, I feel good. And because I played with them for Harvey Norman, so I've already like
Built the relationship.
built the relationship.
And is Harvey Norman, that's what age group is Harvey Norman? That's
under 17.
yeah. Fresh. So you're playing with the older girls in
Yeah.
Harvey Norman too. Man, imagine when you're at that age group, like when it's your actual age,
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's good. So you just take all the experience now as they come up.
I think not only that too, like obviously with this is, yes, she's been exposed to, you know, to the older girls, but it means that she has to work even harder. Yeah, you know how it is, man. Sometimes, man, you know, obviously, you know, you're with older girls, you just do your job. Yeah, but then, you know, more responsibilities as, you know, you progress, the more exposure you get, people start having this expectation of you where, you know, obviously, yes, for her is that, yes, she's not like she's not out there to prove to anyone's expectations, but this is for herself. Yeah, just to be like, man, like I need to go up, like, you know, just that hunger, you know, because I know complacency is something that is easy to catch.
Yeah,
It's easy to
Easy.
easy to be complacent. Like, you know, everyone's in your pocket, everyone's, you know, telling you the good things and all that, and it's easy to go, oh, you know what, I'll just have a break today.
Yeah.
I'll just relax, like, you know. But I think for us is, we know, like we know, like obviously we know we I could say we just had an incident a couple of weeks ago with you not wanting to stretch. Yeah, see, but like, you know, obviously, you know, and like mum can be like, you know, she could share with, you know, with how it went. Like, you know, yes, she was playing a game. Was it an easy game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, it was.
Oh, because you didn't stretch.
Then, like, you know, obviously we've got a little setup in the gym for, like, you know, just like, so for us as in our household, like, you know, when we go to games, we have goals, we set a goals, we have a plan, you know, it gives us something. Yeah, so that's yeah, there's a purpose. Like, you know, obviously if like, to be honest, and what we live in, it's, you know, the breaking it down for me, I'm in real depth, like, and she can be a testimony to it. Like, bro, she says sometimes, Dad, bro, you're too detailed. But that's what I've learned from being a footy player. Yeah. So I'm like, and my thinking is like, I like to break it right down. I break it down so I know my job exactly. I know what I have to do, and that's on me. Yeah. So for us in our household is that, you know, and I'm doing it with my son too now. He goes, I want to play his goals. I want to play a good game. So what does a good game look like? You know, like, you know, a good game to me could look like, you know, is different to your good game. So let's break it down. How many carries do you want to do? You know, how many, you know, so if you know, like by the time it comes to half time, looks over, and then, you know, I can give him a yes or no. You know, he knows, okay, sweet, I need to get my carries somewhere, or, you know, or my tackles, or like, you know, just to kind of keep him present in the moment, because I think have a good game is a big, you know, as to if you narrow it right down. And that's the same with Nidis as well. It's the same. We try to break it down, like her goals for this year. Remember your goals for this year? So we, like, man, I'll if you see the picture of the goals we read out this year for her in January, was it? So we broke it. And then I'll show you. It's a big breakdown of okay, what's the pinnacle of what's your main goal for this year? And it was Queensland. Yeah. So we wrote Queensland schoolgirls. All right, then we break it down into branches. Okay, for you to make Queensland schoolgirls, what's what else do you have to do? You know what I mean? So it's like a big tree that goes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then it
as
breaks it
well.
down to okay, sweet.
100%.
For you to to get all these teams, so what's the foundation of it? Okay, recovery, sleep, if you're doing all this training stuff and all that stuff. And so obviously, yes, we can't control the results, but if we can put ourselves in the best position and to put our hand up, say, hey, pick me, then that's all we can ask for. And that's what I say with her too.
I like that, man. Like, that's off, man. Like, that's I've actually learned something there. Like, no, that's cool because it's like similar. Like when I talk to like my son or like my nephews and that, like when making teams, you can't control what selectors do, but you can control your actions and what you do on the field, kind of thing, And the way you break up, man, that's like deep, man. Like, I've seen like I've done the goals for the year, but man, I love it how you do that with your kids, man. Like break it into the actual branches to the detail, because then they'll understand what their role is when they go play. You know what I mean?
It's good, like what that dad's teaching you this now, because this is the stuff they do in NRL. Like, do you have a little booklet that you write sometimes your weekly goals and stuff on there?
Well, I have a lot. I'll probably have one page written and then it's gone.
Hey, at least you're honest.
Hey, honestly, like mate, James Maloney, he was the worst. He'll never write goals, or he'll never write his plan for the week. But like Dad was saying, like when you start writing down, your purpose for this week against winning Manly, like Dad was saying, we used to break down like players that we used to play, what arm they carried the ball with, what foot they like stepping on. Because naturally, if you say he's a right foot step, so if he's right foot step, he's never probably going to go like left. So we know, like, okay, if like say it's Roger Tavasashek, he's all right foot step. So like, so you sort of kind of preempt it. And like,
would you write that down?
Yeah, you write it down.
Man, that's crazy.
And then when you go into the tackle, you're like, inside, better cover me.
Like, I'm not even joking. So we'll get a team sheet, fullback to 17, and you have they have a little box underneath him, and they'll have like Roger Sorashek, he's a right hand carry. So naturally, if he's coming from the left, his left, and he's coming this way, I know he's a right hand carry. I'm gonna have the ball. So you set. I'm gonna have the ball. The legs are gonna come from this side. So like this is how detailed. That's where Dad gets it from, and it's good that he's teaching you because as you get to the older age groups, you already know that stuff. Like it's
write a book and sell it, dogs.
Yeah, and it's good.
But see, that's what like it's been ingrained to us for years and years and years on end. Where now we're coming out of it and we're like, hang on a minute, like, far out, man, like that's you don't realize it, When you're in it, you don't realize, but when you come out of it, and then when you talk to people, and when you're like, obviously, yes, like you want to share, you want to share the knowledge of as many people as possible, and that's for me. That's why I'm enjoying my time in the schools. So I just break it down to the kids, and I go talk to the parents, and but yeah, I think in saying that, man, that's just something that I've learned over years, man.
Yeah, that's cool. And with like because I know you know what hard grind is, and that like obviously shown from your history what you've done, and that. What do you like? Is there things like that you do now with your kids that you don't do, and you do take from that to teach them? Like the way we were raised as parents, like all that hard work that you did back in the days. Is what do you do separate with your kids?
With my kids, so for me is so I've learned. So when I was younger, obviously like maybe I'll let me know if I'm going off topic or whatever. But so mine was, so when I was younger, I would get disciplined from my dad, right? he'll just discipline me, but wouldn't explain it. Yeah. So when I'm disciplining my kids, I explain it to them. The reason why I'm disciplining you in this, this, and this is because of this, this, and this. Yeah. And then they have an understanding. Okay, sweet as, you know what I mean? Because I remember when I was younger, man, I used to think, bro, why am I getting a hiding?
Yeah.
Like, in my head, in my kid brain, I think that I'm in no wrong. Yeah. As to for when I'm trying to talk to my kids, I explain to them, okay, sweet. The reason why I discipline you is because, this could happen and it could lead to this, this, and this. So for me as a parent, I'm stopping it here. And I just trying to explain it to them so they know and they understand, and then we're both all on the same kind of page pretty much. So I think using my words more with my kids,
And building
yeah,
that
and then obviously for me, so for me and my kids is that for them is that we have this relationship, and then they don't want to disappoint us, and then that's for us, we have a relationship with our parents as well. Or as you grow older, you start to understand and you realize, man, I don't want to disappoint my parents. The reason why I'm playing rugby league is because I want to honor my parents for taking me to training. If I want to honor my village for always being behind me. So I think that's something that I've kind of changed from.
No, I like that though. Yeah, because that like we I understand the discipline part. Like you know what I mean. And I've seen it. Like man, I've been around it. Even if it's not me, like it's my cousin or my brothers and that. And man, like I remember, like I would see some of my family walk off the field, man, on the match, and they'll still get like the hiding because they didn't do the things that my uncle, my dad wanted, kind of thing. And I feel like it's totally changed now. And I love these conversations because these are the conversations I actually have with parents in the footy fields, how they do things that opposite from what they were raised up doing. And like you said, it's like you actually talk and they understand why you disciplined them with us who'll be like, you get this way, but you don't even know what you you just have to, he's like, man, I remember I would walk with my brother, I'd be getting this way, I would walk past, yeah, you're the one, something for my brother that, what he did. So, and I feel like this is really important, like, me, especially with you guys, age group coming to school, is I couldn't have that conversation with my parents, even if there was something I wanted to ask them.
That's right. They weren't approachable.
They weren't it's not approachable for me to bring it back home to talk about. And I love that you have that conversations with your kids and that, and I've even a couple of conversations I had with parents is that they like to ask their kids, how's school? Is there anything that, that's new to you, you're aware of and that?
Yeah, I think the thing is, we like for us is, I'm, as I said, man, my wife's, she's really good at it. Like she's really good at nurturing my kids and really good at bringing, like, getting my kids to sit my kids down and conversate. But like, I think for us, we've seen a lot of, and we see it a lot in this day and age with a lot of, I guess, adult growing, PIs, they're coming out. They're still damaged. You know what I mean? They're coming out and they're like, I couldn't talk to my parents, yeah, because I couldn't approach them. So for us is trying to change the narrative of, okay, now let's get an understanding. Let's conversate, because yes, we were all once teenagers. We all kind of been through that, like, so yeah, boys, they're different from girls. So I think I'm still learning of her, just how emotional that girls could be. So sometimes I just brush it on to offload to my wife. Yeah, later, boy, you go. Oh, I was coming home. Yeah, it's that time of the month, man. Get on it. Yeah.
That's cool because that's, man, like even for me, like my daughter's a young ass, man, and I'm already, I have conversations with my wife and I talk to her how I get scared when they get to that because I don't know how to. I grew up in a family of 6 brothers and 1 sister. My sister was a queen, man. It was in the Tongan way. The girl's always a queen, Yeah, and you know what I mean. And like for me, like just thinking about it, because I think like way ahead, man. Like with my kids and that, like even for you to have your daughter play footy, like you would have played with the boys back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't even. I'm scared to even see. Like if I put my daughter in footy and I see a boy like put a hit on her, man, I'll be angry. You know what I mean? Like, but like, what's that? Like, how did you deal with all that stuff? Like,
yeah, man, like it did happen. Remember the game against was it the game when she played for Samoa and like you know so I saw
Well, did they mix?
yeah it was
Under 12.
under 12 yeah
Oh, keep it under 12.
yeah, so it goes mixed till
yeah
12.
oh like bro my heart sank yeah. But for me it was that at that time she loved playing footy. So I was like, man, shucks, like obviously I can't protect her for the rest of her life. Like I'll protect her when I can. Yeah, but like this is you know she chose to play. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if it was something dirty, or it was a clean tackle, and it was a good hit. Yeah, you know, I was like, okay, play on. But if it was something dirty, then I would have been like, oh, hang on a minute, like you know, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, it's natural, and you know, and we're all human here, yeah, and like you know, obviously for us, it's natural to feel that way, but for me, it's my girls are different to my boys. Yeah, so I know girls, it's a bit more tender, it's a bit more emotional, it's a bit more love. As to for my sons, bro, I just tell them straight.
That's how it is.
So just hurry up, bro. Like, bro, the bro, we're doing road runs, the bro's hurry up, we're going for a road run. He starts crying. Shh, I better see you on the footpath in 10 seconds, bro. Because if I don't harden him up, bro, he's gonna get eaten up, chewed up in the real world, bro. Okay, bro, you haven't been on the work site, man.
Nah, that's crazy because my last podcast, he was talking about that. He was saying like, if he doesn't do it, he's gonna get found out because he's you know as he gets older, he's gonna get found out. So he says he rather do it to his kid now before he gets to the coaches and they tell him, and he's like, "Oh, what's this? Like, I've never been told off like this before."
Yeah, hard. I heard on that note, I heard the younger brother just got into footy and he's been inspired by you. Is that
Oh,
your
yeah.
younger brother? What's that story behind that one? Like, how did that all sort of unfold?
I don't.
So, because bro, our family, bro, we're competitive, bro. We hate losing, bro. And like for me, it's like anything that we do, man. Like, bro, I don't look at them as kids, bro. I look at you as a opponent. So, so he's starting to catch on, man. So he's getting to that stage, that teenage stage where like, fluff, man. I have to like, like go from 0 to 100 real quick, bro. Because, bro, anything, even like. Yeah, man. For me, man, I'm no surrender, bro. Not in my household, man. Like, if you're on the court, like basketball, anything, bro. Like, if
road
runs, yeah, bro.
I used to be at the front, and now I'm at the back watching my brother and my dad.
Oh, you going hard?
Bro, hard, man. Like, bro.
I think he's sick of you always beating him.
Yeah, nah, but that's me in his ear. I guess, you gotta catch it. And he's like this.
And what's that age difference? Like, how old is he?
He turned 13 in April.
Oh, true.
But I'm like, so me, I'm just that little voice in the head there, like, he's always at the back end, like, oh, look, she's in there, she's in front of you, yeah. She's laughing at you, He's laughing at you, But now he's just like laughing.
And then he just comes out of nowhere
runs
and
past
starts
What did you do? Like 5Ks, 3Ks?
Yeah, 5Ks, yeah, 5Ks.
Jeez, that's
so
good, man.
So we go, so we run some, but we run the same routine, like pretty much the same one. So I know, like, when they leave, I'm just looking at myself, okay, sweet, man, like, you have a time, and then
by the time you get back, you'll be make sure.
Yeah, bro. So for my young fella, bro, I got to keep him accountable, man. Sharks, bro. Every time I always ask him, did you run to the lights? Because I know sometimes, bro, that dude will take shortcuts. There's one time he took a shortcut and goes, hey, shh. We made him run all the way back home. He ran half the way, and then I got back home, and okay, get out there, run again. So for that, bro, extra 5K run, hurry up, bro. I think he ran to his mate's house and didn't come back.
Nah, that's me, man. Like, honestly, because it's cool how you guys get competitive and all that, because I feel like this, if we look at it, it's extras, but you guys are doing it together. know, and especially for you to do it with your kids as well, because I tell you now, man, the parents back in the days is heaps of this, heaps of this. But wait, did you ever do this?
He's on the whistle.
He's on the whistle. But
Hurry up. Nah, for me is I'm a big believer, like I like to live by my actions. Yeah, I can't I know everyone's situation is different, but this is me personally. This is what works for me is that okay, sweet. For me is if I'm gonna tell my kids to run, have you heard of the saying um as I never in front of you, never behind you, always beside you. And that's how my thing is. Okay, sweet, let's work together. So like bro, there's days like, after our games or some days after I'm training, I'm like, you know what, bro, like I'm sore ass, but I go, nah, let's go, because if the thing is like yeah, for me it's like I like to lead by example. That's my kind of like, like I can't be a hypocrite to my kids, like, yeah, tell them do this and all that, so hopefully it's something that
man, I'm gonna start training my son.
but like
I'm sure just on that, mate, I'm sure this is the guy. Just
I'm the one
holding
doing
the
it. Holding the time. Man, that guy, the dad, I'm talking about myself.
No, but it's a good bro. Like
Yeah, I love that, man. That's cool because
even just being present, man. Like I think for us is like, sometimes we forget that, like, the journey. We're all a part of the journey. Obviously it's easy to delegate, but like, I find that with our kids is they'll see the hard times. They'll see who's there. Because remember, you know what it's like when we're in first grade, bro. There's a lot of sharks, man. They come from left, right, and center, man.
100%.
You know what I mean? So I think just with us as parents is that like, it's good for us because we always tell her too, like, remember, like, you know who's always been there for you from the start. And hopefully that, like, resonates with her and brings her back to, because if like we always have these conversations, like
no, I love it because you're doing it with your brother as well. You know what I mean? That he wasn't even playing footy before, and I remember you. I'm not sure if your wife you posted that, like, you're happy now that he's wanting to play football now because you've really never forced it upon them. You just when their time was they wanted to play, then they play, and
oh no, I forced it. No. Like for him was because his journey was his one was he started in the C team last year, yeah, bro, and he just worked his way. Like he was happy, man. Like he genuinely loved playing football, like being around his mates. Those kind of things. Just and for me, it was just like at the time it was hard. I was going, "Fluff, man, this dude, bro. Like, he's playing C's."
Yeah.
But then when I saw him with his mates, he's just shaking his hands, mates, and just all that stuff. And I was going, having a good time. And then I think there was this one time. So for me was, I took him he had a Logan District trial. Yeah, so what happened was I had to go to work. And at that time was when I got called into work. I said goodbye to him, good luck, all that. And then as I left, I saw him, I saw all the kids going to their dads and all that, yeah. And I just saw him just drinking his bottle by himself. And I was going, flap, man, this sucks. This sucks, yeah. This sucks, man, yeah. As a parent, man, and then that stayed in my brain, like, and then I had to wait till I finished and come home, and I was like, bro, did you make the team? And he was like, nah, I didn't make the team. So for me as a father, I felt like I let him down because obviously, yes,
just from that,
bro, like, obviously, yes, like, yes, like he was there on his own, but there was no one there with him when disappointment come, or and obviously for me it was a changing point in my like with him. And then I just had to break it down with him, and okay, sweet, asked him how did he feel. He said, man, he felt disappointed. Yeah, so we done the same thing. We wrote down the goals, and like he said, he wanted to make the Logan District. Hasn't made the Logan District, but that's his motivation, So when we go on runs and he's feeling like he wants to stop, I'm just that little voice in the ear, like, bro, you want to make Logan District, And then I always tell him, bro, so You tell me what 12-year-old's going for road runs. You know what I mean? Just that you tell me. And it's like, nah. All right, then we got to keep working. You know, just like I kind of, yeah. That's why I like to kind of do
It's
it.
cool, and that's like similar to yours. And then it's like, when you didn't make it for that because you pulled out the year before with your injury, and so that's like it's like your brother's going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So when he didn't make it, and like you, and then you went your time from last year to this year, and look where you are now, from not making Medis, and now you're playing for Queensland. So that's like to me, that's like a sign of hard work. You know what I mean? And like I'll be honest, when I go to footy games, and I'm sure other parents will be saying the same thing. When they look at you play, they look at that's talent. But to me, is one thing is parents don't understand it. Man, these guys work hard behind scenes, and no one sees that. You know, like, and even if a player makes a top team, they'll be like, "Oh, she's lucky she made the team." To me, that's not lucky. Like that's hard work. Like you know what I mean. And that's why I like having these conversations because like a lot of parents just think, "Oh, my son scores 3 tries, 5 tries. He should be in that team." Like, but it's the picture is different. You know what I mean? And man, hats off to you guys, man. Like obviously, like you turn a negative into a positive all the time. Where sometimes people look at it different ways. Or my son to get picked. Oh, he's a stupid coach. He didn't look at my kid. You know what I mean? But obviously, you guys, that was never the option. It was, okay, what are we doing to plan for the next one?
Don't get me wrong, but yes, we I think the same too. Oh, it's the stupid coach. But I just keep it between me and my wife. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we just keep it between. Yeah,
that's normal. Like, I always, that's what I'm saying. That's what I always hear.
That's our first instinct. That's our first reaction. Is like we blame the coach, but then we go, hang on a minute, put emotions aside. Hey, all right, sweet, it's time for us to work. Yeah. So I remember I was watching I don't know if it was a podcast, but in those like team selections, that's one man's opinion. You know what I mean? So if you're not selected, that's one man's opinion. Yeah. So don't, so what? You know what I mean? So, to someone else you could be gold, but for this person and this season right now, he doesn't see the value in what you bring. Yeah. But yeah, you still have to work hard. Yeah. Doesn't mean like still cut corners, man. Yeah.
What was that feeling? What do you say? When your name got called for Queensland? Like, what's the first thing that came to your head? Like when you made that team?
I made it. I was going through a lot of emotions. I ended up crying, but happy crying. And I was like, oh, I made it. And I made it with my friends. And it was just good. It was good to hear my name get called out as well.
What about when they were calling your name out? How like?
Oh, I was scared. I was shaking because my name got called out towards the end.
Oh,
and I'm like, wait, why are these girls getting called out and I'm not? And then my name got called out. I'm like,
yeah, because I know when they call with teams they call it by alpha.
Last name.
She didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
She didn't know that. I was like, it was from the grandstand. We were like, my wife didn't know it too. So my wife was getting anxious too. She was getting like, oh, wow, how come all these girls are making it and all that?
Because I know with the younger age they do it by position.
Yeah.
They start fullback.
That's what I was thinking.
But at your age group, I think it's from 12 Queensland as well. It's all by alphabet. Yeah. No, but that's cool. Like, just for you to say that because we all see the sad side of when you don't make a team, you cry, and we already know why you're upset because you didn't make it. But you had a cry of happiness. But that's when you actually get to think about all the hard work that you did. You know what I mean? Like now you know what your dad was putting you through. What hard work pays off. That's the real definition of that.
And I think a good one for like our younger kids to realize as they get older is like these teams are just like little milestones. Like don't ever think that this team is like you've made it. Even when you get to 20s, 18s, even first grade. Like you get to first grade. Now it's like, oh, I've made it first grade. how do I now become a good first grader? How do I now become, it's like every like milestone, now you're leveled up. Now that's the benchmark. The next level, you level up, that's the benchmark. So you sort of like your expectations on your trainings, everything else, it gets higher. And like I talk with my brother, you got to hold a higher expectation of yourself than anyone else, because obviously you know your best, you know your worst, and like by having those expectations, it's good. You might come off a game, you guys just won 60-0. Yeah, but you look at your game, you probably didn't do as well. And you that's good. That's good to have, because that, like I said, that sort of stuff, you hold good expectations of yourself. Then, as you get older, you're like, nah, I need to do this, like get into detail. Let's try not miss 10 tackles for today. If you miss 15, then you're like, I got 5 missed tackles I have to make up for. And I know when I was playing grade, I used to have this thing with, like, because I was in the middle, so I used to make tackles. If I made more than like one or two missed tackles, I used to do this thing was like I had to bike 10 minutes for every tackle I missed over my 2. One day I had to do it for an hour and a half. And that was on my own. That was nothing to do with my coaches, but that was just the extent you have to get to stay at the top, and you'll get, you'll start to realize as you get older, you're like, there's a lot of these girls up here playing, Harvey Norman, like the women's, they're there for a long time, and this is why, because their professionalism, how they control, how they conduct themselves, and complacency. They never get complacent. People that get complacent will just come in and out.
Yeah, I remember you had this conversation with Shalom. Like
Yeah.
you were saying, he was saying something. Shalom was talking to him about, like how these little rep teams, we make it, we think, oh, that's it, And he was saying, actually, when you make the NRL club, it doesn't even stop there. When people debut, oh, I made it. But like he was saying, was, mate, that's not even that's just the beginning of
your journey.
The journey. That's where it starts. It's when you make it, and I think that's where no one looks at, like, the actual hard work after that is.
That's right. And your dad knows what it's like to play first grade week in, week out. You're dealing with injuries, and you're dealing with media, coaches, fans. Like, it's a lot that comes into it. And you're at a good age now where it's just enjoy it for what it is. Don't ever lose the joy for the game, because as you get older, it then becomes a job. So like, like the boy said, you're doing well. You're holding yourself accountable, and you're doing your extras and stretching. Obviously, Dad has to, remind you every now and then.
But it'll come in handy. You'll know, you'll understand. And it's good because you're already understanding, where look where you are now from the hard work you've already done, So.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, one thing I know by someone that's going to be a good first grader and someone that's got good, like, thing, is by what they do off the field. Because what they do off the field is like the hard stuff. The game is the easiest stuff.
Is that the saying? Like, I don't know. I thought it was a potty. There was I don't know if it was Hamole. Like, he was actually saying, like what you said.
Yeah.
He was saying that the game should be easier than your training, and I was just like, I was like, hey, that's crazy.
So most of the time, our training levels is like a normal game is like a 90, like you play at about 90
meters per minute. Yeah.
But like when you're training at like 120s, 130s. But they put you under that pressure. So then when you get to the game, it's a bit slower. And like that's what we're talking about, is like, doing little things like that. You're putting yourself under pressure.
So when it comes to, I remember, so I know now on social media, they're putting up heaps of like boys having scraps in training. Bro, that was a regular, like, when they're like, that's how we knew that the boys cared for each other, because they, the intensity was like, man, like it's, bro, but it's just the sport that we're in, bro. It's a competitive sport, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, man. Like, when you're in it, bro, you're in it to win it. Yeah. So everyone's taking everyone's spot, and I, like, obviously, you know what it's like, man. And that sport, man, like, it's, if you're not good enough, someone underneath you is going to come and get you. But the thing is, obviously, whoever's coming after you, man, they're coming after your spot for good. So even though they say that they're happy for you, they're not really happy for you. They're not happy for you. Hey, I'm the same too. I was the exact same too when I was in that position too. Like
You're chasing it.
you're chasing, bro. But see, that's the thing is, I think that's what they need to kind of educate and and this kids these days, once you get in it, man, it's cutthroat. That's what they mean by it's cutthroat. Yeah, yes, it is cutthroat through the the organization and that, but it's cutthroat in the team environment because, bro. The thing is, you could have a best mate with you, years and years on end. But if you two are fighting for the same spot, man, you're our best mates. On the outside, you may be happy, but deep down in your heart, you're like, flip, bro, this dude's after my spot, bro. So you're wishing for anything to be ahead of him. And like, bro, you'll probably know it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I've seen him and Sonny Bill put something about that. Like he always said in the All Blacks how he used to talk to the boys on the bench. I know you just want my spot.
Yeah.
But I want you guys to earn it. And he will tell them, because one thing I do want you to, when I'm going up against the best 12 in the other team, I want you to back me, because I'll back you guys if I was the bench for you, like that. You know what I mean? But he says, on training that, you still gonna fight for this, but I'm not giving it to anyone. Like, that's the way he talks.
And it's good you already got that competitive nature in your household. You're gonna be the ones fighting with your
the last bread, bro. Yeah, sweet bread.
That's I find that really cool that the way you grew up, like being competitive, and your kids are like they've got that now.
Like for me is I think for me, like obviously, yes, my parents done everything that they can to give me the best for my life and that, but it's just growing up, always been told things as a young Pacific Islander growing up, people giving you a label, man, and saying you're not going to be good at this, because your parents aren't good at this or whatever. So I was, as I said, for me is I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of good people along the way who's helped me. I've met a lot of and I've seen a lot of good influences in that's helped me on the way to kind of change my whole mindset. So I wanted to kind of break that bit of narrative of just a normal islander, factory worker or whatever, you know what I mean. And just be able to, because I know us PI Islanders, we've got a hard work ethic, like some of us may not look it, but like you go to the weddings, you go to funerals and all that, but you see our people serving other people. They stay up in like late at night, like far out, man, like bro, like they give up their sleep time, man. And bro, sharks, I feel like, man, like we're hardworking people. It's just trying to change the narrative of it.
Put into the right areas.
Put into the right areas. I know, yes, sometimes we do have our kryptonite. We do have our weaknesses in food, but I believe that we're not educated enough to know this kind of things. You know what I mean? So
as we're like on that subject, I know you got 5 kids. Like I know we're all hard workers, and we do tough times that with your kids and that, like especially with the sports and all that coming. How's it like with you and your wife? Like, how do you deal with that? Like, making sure that they get because like I'm talking like financial,
yes,
like financials, and you know what I mean, like being like, because you play footy as well. Like, how do you guys do as a family, like making sure that everyone's getting to the places?
Yeah, so for me, I've been lucky enough as I've been blessed to have my oldest girl here. So she helps out a bit. So she takes the the oldest girl, just like she carries the load, and that helps us out. So not only that, my wife, as I said, I know I talk about my wife because she plays a major part in this, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm a big believer, like, and it works for my family, is that I go to work, she stays home and nurture the kids. And I know, like, yes, we could be making extra income, But I feel sometimes, this is my personal opinion, and everyone is each to their own, that our kids can fall through the gap. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, they fall through the gap where they, need that nurturing. They need that, because sometimes we get caught up in wanting to work, wanting to earn this money, wanting to do all these things in life, materialistic things, and we miss the part of seeing our kids grow. So what for me, my game changer was so mine was my mum. So she had cancer. Yeah, she didn't have much, but what she done was her heart was big. Hey, Nidis. Yeah, she loved, very big. She loved everyone as her own. And I think for me, is what I saw was that in her life and in her journey, everyone remembered her for her generosity, for her love. Yeah. They didn't remember her for her how much money she gave, or how much money she, what the flashiest car and all that. And that stuck with me. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it changed my whole perspective of, okay, sweet. It's like, like our kids are gonna grow up. They're gonna have their own families. Yeah, they're gonna move away. Yeah. So for us and I believe too, for me and my wife, we've had this conversation, as we believe that is just nurturing our kids, putting them on the best path. Yeah. Putting them on the best path on their journey, so they can do what we can do. This I believe that God's blessed us with kids. These are the blessings, so these are the gifts from him, and obviously for us is, how are we going to use these gifts? Yeah. How are we going to treat these gifts? Yeah. So, and that's my opinion. That's how I look at things. As like, I'm not perfect, obviously. Yes, I still, I'm still learning. Yeah, like right now, I'm still learning of the teenage stuff in that. But like, it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's a process.
That's life, eh?
That's life, man. That's
they
life.
throw you hurdles and barriers.
Yeah. So,
Was there like, is there times, because you've done it before, like, it's like, obviously this, you were saying there's times when you're training and that, like, you don't want to do it, so you get done, like, as a parent perspective, like, is there a time where it's just too much going on?
every day. Every day. But as I said, it's my wife, man. My wife, she's just like, man.
You just come home, it's
Just
chaos.
come, bro. Chaos. I was like, holy heck. Can I sit in my car for another 10 minutes? I want to play on my Candy Crush.
I need to go back to work. I forgot something at work.
Nah, but Fluff, as I said, bro, mom,
How old is the youngest again?
she's one. Yeah,
One.
she's one. So one, but she's 122, terrible twos, but she's full, and she's the girl too, man. So she's like, gimme, I, me, all that stuff. And then I've got my son, so Hosea. So he's 4, turning 5, and then I got my girl. So she's our warrior. So her name's Sarai. And then I've got my son Amon James, and then Carayanidis.
The oldest, eh?
Good little split. Good split.
Yeah,
there.
it's good little split. Far out, yeah. So game changer there, 5 kids in, yeah. So we're driving around in the high end, the IMAX. So man, it was funny because in high school, I used to be like, "Fuck, I'm not driving those four bands, bro." Literally, that was the first, the Taragos, the Esteemas.
The horror of the
That's not fresh.
So yeah, bro. So like, for me, it's the people mover, bro. It's like, and I think the older you get, bro, doesn't really matter anymore. As long as it gets me from A to B, man, I'm happy, man.
Cheap on petrol.
Yeah, cheap on
everyone-
petrol. Hey, everyone's got space. Far out, man. It's bro.
That's it.
And then, and it's safe.
So you driving that to Townsville or you?
Nah, but bro, we drove to Sydney on Christmas Day, and that was what was meant to take 9 hours. Took us almost 13, 14 hours. heaps of stops, bro. I was going, nah, flap, man.
Never again.
No, bro. Yeah, never again. So,
And now you prepare to go to Queensland next, Charles. Not Queensland. What's that called? Nationals or?
Yeah, nationals. Yeah,
It's a nationals. It's called because state champs is to make Queensland, and then you got nationals there. And how's the preparation be for that?
Yeah, it's been good. Been resting, haven't been playing. I didn't play on Wednesday. Oh, I don't think I'm playing tomorrow. But you know, my eating's been good, hydrating well, getting my sleep in.
Do you want to run them through what your so she meal preps her meals like the night before, yeah. So do you want to so what's your
Well,
game day routine? What,
I
like,
start
so
on Monday.
so from Monday,
I
yeah.
start from start of
So games are Saturday?
yeah.
What's your Monday?
Monday, I have
So your meal preps.
I have Dad's expired frozen meals.
And he gets the fresh ones.
It's frozen, don't worry.
Hey, it's still healthy. You're under the calories. You're under the calories. You get your carbs and your protein. Don't worry. Hey, we eat for results, not way behind.
No, yeah, but I would have Dad's frozen meals. But if there's no more, me and my brother will eat chicken schnitzels and rice.
Oh, yeah,
So we'll just have that throughout the week.
Yeah,
And because we've got school games on Wednesdays,
yeah.
so we've started eating tuna bake.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we love eating that for our game day.
That's good fish.
And
Nice and light fish.
yeah,
What's your training load look like? So if you play on a Wednesday, do you train Monday, Tuesday, or is it like a
Monday is like a day off, but I'll go to Silverbacks. It's at our school.
Yeah,
like-
silverbacks.
it's like a-
Ray.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's like a body, like a zoo kind of. Yeah, just just a body. Like move the body, like, but yeah, it still can get a bit of a sweat. Yeah. So it's like it's our church. Yeah, that runs it. Yeah.
just
so,
afternoons, eh?
Yeah, 6 p.m. man. Yeah, so Silverbacks.
nice.
Yeah.
So then that's obviously no footy, just sort of body
What
movement.
day was that?
Monday, and then I'll have school training. So captain's run Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah, and then
play Wednesday.
Yeah, play Wednesday, and it's good because for club we've only got 1 day training, so that's our Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I have Thursday night, and then Friday will just be like school training, and then I'll have the whole afternoon to
Play Saturday for club or not?
Yeah, play Saturday for club.
Yeah, nice.
That's cool, man. Like it's just for that age, like not many kids understand how important preparation, like food, and but yeah, obviously with your dad's education and everything from what he knows and the knowledge, that's cool.
I think for us is because in the preseason we were doing a bit of CrossFit stuff too, and like you know what it's like, man. Bro, I recommend it, man. Like if you can, like I know it's just functional movements, but it just trains and teaches your body, I guess to stay tight under fatigue. And I find that that's what's happening in this day and age is that as soon as we get fatigued, we let everything loose, and then poor body language, and not only that too. I think as well with our body as well, like we relax a little bit more, so and then that's what I've seen is just big injuries to like knees and all that stuff. Yeah. So but that's what we've done heaps in the preseason, just more. So we go to Ruckus and Browns Plains, so they've been really good community over there as well, so they help us out with that, they're intense workouts, so bro, they've been really good, bro. Like for us is we've been lucky that we've got a good community, man. Like I think for us is we've kind of really settled in, to Brisbane a bit, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And what's your village like? The people behind you, like your
My village. I'm grateful to have a village behind me. My mom making sure I get to training on times. My dad paying for my fees, and I've got my little siblings as my supporters, and my crew.
Do you look at yourself as a inspiration for your siblings?
Oh yeah. I hope they see it as that too.
That's cool, you know. It's like dad, like it's like monkey see, monkey do. You know?
Yeah.
You're watching dad train, your brother's watching you, you know, and it just trickles on, and it's a good environment to have, you know, where
I like it. It sounds like you guys, your family's really tight, and
Mm.
like I believe the way you are, it all started from you and the wife. You know what I mean, and you guys set the foundation. And I'm a big believer that everything starts from home, and I like that's at home you get to control anything in your roof, in your walls, and that what happens outside. You know what I mean. That's the real world that you're going into. So at home you get to prepare for the world. So when you walk out that door, you know what I mean? What you teach is it's up to them what they go do outside of it kind of thing. And I love it that like, your family is competitive and you know what I mean? And it just shows, where you guys are now, you know what I mean? And, man, like um,
you're destined to crack it. That's for sure. You know, you're in good hands, and
the attitude and everything, like with what you're doing, like your preparation, like 15 and you're already doing meal preps and yeah, not many kids your age are doing that. Like I can tell you that, and obviously you're gonna see the rewards from that. You know what I mean?
Not only to say that as well, even like obviously yes, that's the like the ambition to play in RRW, but it's tools that like after footy as well. We were just finished having a conversation about it. You know what I mean? Talking about how how small footy is, and we were just talking about like I just finished asking you, man, how's life after footy? You know what I mean? And you just finished breaking it down to me. You know what I mean? Like at first it was it was hard. We found our identity in foot, and bro, I was the exact same as you. I think I'm still just I'm still hanging on.
No, Shauna's. I'm actually. He's the reason why I like having him on because I actually have these conversations with him, and it's a good thing that I like that he actually talks about because it's things that I keep the back of my head as a parent. So when my son gets to that age, is like it's not just to make NRL. It's like what's after that because Sean he's shared so many about like stories. Is when he finished footy, man, that was the hardest for yourself. Like man, you after playing all these years in NRL, you think you're set, but he says he told me he struggled and he had to find his feet real quick. And I believe like man, not many people see that. Yeah.
and I think that's a good thing for a lot of our young people to understand that like food is not everything, you know, but a lot of the good things that you learn in the football industry, like your training, your work ethic, punctuality, it evolves in life as well. It all comes, it's all the same, the skills and attributes that you need to succeed in anything in life. And footy is the best, obviously the best thing at the moment for you is like footy, footy, footy. And then, when you had enough of footy, it's like, okay, look, what are we going to do now? And that's, you'll get that as you get older. Like you and dad said, you have goals, which is good. Because when you set goals, you've got a purpose now. But sometimes if you don't set goals, it's like you're just training just to train. You'll go for a run, but you're like, oh, am I running? Like your dad said about your brother, but he's got Logan District. Oh, I want to make that. I still remember the first time I heard that I never made a team. That exact same night after the tournament, I went for a run. Sore as because I was angry. But the funny thing with me was I kept everything in myself. Because I came over from New Zealand as a young kid and I was living with billet families. I couldn't really share it because I wasn't that close. And I don't even think if my dad and mum was here, I would share it. Because I would, like we were talking before, I wasn't as approachable to them like that. Whereas like I want, my sons to be like that with me. It's like, dad, like how, your dad is actually about when your brother, when you missed this team, when he didn't make it. Like those sort of stuff, learning it now as a young kid is honestly really going to pay off as you get older. When you're dealing with the things that, you can control and obviously the other things that you can't control, because obviously team selections and all those sort of things, that's totally out of your hands. But you can control what you're going to perform, what you're going to, bring to the table So, big
Thanks for
up to
sharing
you
that,
guys,
Dos.
man.
Yeah, like I believe that's important. Like what you shared, because obviously as kids, like like young teenagers, that's the first thing we're thinking. Oh, NRL women's, NRL dub. But these are the things that we can actually teach our kids or make them understand. Like you got to have something after footy as well. You know what I mean? Just in case, Because one thing is really massive in the sports industry now is injuries. That's things out of our control, and some injuries have led people to retirement and that as well. So you never know what can happen.
Yeah, not only that, like, for us is we believe that, being a respectful person, a person of integrity, a person with morals, obviously, yes, things may not go your way and making footy, but other people who looks on the outside in and be like, oh man, like, I saw this person in the professional scene. They had integrity, they had morals. They're respectful. They were good people. Like, I want to take a chance and employ them. Yeah. So this is pretty much like a resume in a way where, like, obviously, yes, like, sometimes, like, yeah, that's it, man. Like, that's where you can catch your break a bit, from being a good person. Yeah. And then, like, obviously, there's people out there that want to help good people. Yeah. It's just a matter of just, yeah, just, and that's something that we're trying to do with our kids as well. Just be respectful, Like, for my son is be a gentleman. Yeah.
Goes a
That's a
long
long way.
way.
That's a long way. Need some work.
Nah, I love it, Dos.
But, like,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
because, like, for today, an example, I know I'm going, like, but, like, so we had the year 6 boys come through, yeah, for trials, Maple Park trials, right? And then one of the coaches go, hey, all the boys go first and the girls go second, yeah. And then I was like, hang on a minute, that's not right. You know what I mean? Like, for me, that's not right. So I maneuvered my way in and I was like, boys, bro, do you think that the girl should go first? I'm like, nah, boys first. And I was going, holy hecker, like, you know what I mean? Like, with, like, far out, like, we've been always taught that girls first, yeah. But, like, this is just being a gentleman, yeah, being respectful, yeah. And then so I had to go, oh, okay, all right. Bro, I was trying to pick one dude out there, like, just to kind of go, bro, boys, you want to be the leader and just be a gentleman, let all the girls come through. And, like, 4 dudes was like, nah. And then there's one dude was like, bro, you want to be the, like, it was a bit of, like, swaying, like, and he goes, okay, yeah, sweet ass. And the girls come through, and then you get like, get a food, get a feed and go in there. So I think it's in this day and age, you don't see it enough. Yeah. So it shouldn't be where I'm, like, saying to the boys, hey, trying to, like, like, be like, yeah, trying to get the girls to go first. Like, oh yeah, nah, should be girls first. Yeah. Should be, like, just that kind of gentleman kind of approach of, yeah. So that's,
And that comes back to obviously our parents.
yeah, our parents just,
That's probably something good that our parents, like helped us with was, the that sort of customs and, like, where there's Tongan customs, Samoans, doesn't matter what culture you are, you're always respectful to your elders, whether you're right or wrong. You don't talk back. Like all those little things like that was.
One thing was like if they're older, hey, you just gotta do what they say,
Yeah,
even
that's
if
right.
they're wrong. Hey, I was like,
Yeah.
oh sweet, just do it. Nah, that's cool, man. Just one last question before we wrap it up. Who, like, obviously NRL Women's is your, your goal. You want to be. Who is it? Someone that you look up to? Can be family member, can be a footy player, or that you idolize or inspired by.
Oh, my dad.
Yeah, you did it just say because you.
Did your
Yeah,
dad
my
already tell
dad.
you?
I thought it was Stephen Crichton.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dad. Nah, yeah, but my dad, like what he was saying before, after just finishing a game or even before a game, he goes for his runs. And I don't know, like every time I go for a run, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But then I'm seeing my dad at the front and he's running, but before his game, and I'm like, oh, bro, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. Or even if it's like when we go ruckus, he's like, come with me. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to. But like he's got training an hour like after. I'm like, oh, I have to go. I have to go because he's going in.
No, I love that, man. And obviously, it tells a lot of things, the way you lead, from the front. Man, like, I've actually learned heaps just from you talking. See, I want to start running with my son. I'm going to post it up and I'll tag you. So you know, I'll give you 5.5. Nah.
And saying that, that's like, bro, you'll see a lot, man. Like, you'll see a lot, not only in yourself, but you see your relationship with your, it's just that you're together, man. Like, fine, and just
Even in, like, the last podcast, the dad was actually talking about that. With him, it's his kids think it's the training that they're going together, but him it's the time that he's building his relationship with the kids. And man, like, I never looked at it that way. I was just, that was really cool for him. And he says that's where he builds his time with his kids, when he does the extras with them. And but thanks heaps, Doc. So we'll wrap things up. Honestly, I'll just thank you guys for coming here. Appreciate you guys for accepting the invitation. I know you were shy and all that, but you did awesome. Yeah. Is there anything like your village you want to do? Shout out to your village or friends or anything? Yeah. No, we can start with you first, Docs, and then you can be next.
I think I already shout out it's just my kids and my wife. They just wanted to shout out. That's it, man. But yeah, that's it, man. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm the same. Just shout out to my mom, for helping me, like, mentally, like the things that people don't see. Like when I don't make teams, I'm like down, but my mom's there to talk me through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that. I think the thing with us is that ours is through our faith as well. Yeah. Through our faith in Jesus Christ. So I think that's something that's for us it's helped us along the way, because when me and my wife was young, we were new parents, so we didn't know. Yeah. So we had to look onto God's wisdom and His wisdom through scriptures. So for us, that's where we've kind of gained our wisdom, and in that sense, so at the end of the day, for us, is all our glory goes back to God. So that's something that, and we try and install it to our kids, because we believe that, like for us is, the only person that we can trust and depend on is God. So we just leave it in His hands. He's in control. He's the sovereign God. So yeah, that's probably something that for us is that, yeah, it's just our faith in Jesus Christ. He's saved us from.
I love that, Docs. Thanks, man. You sure just
Shout out, man. Well, good. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for always accepting my invitation, brother. In the next one, he's going to be running on his own. Nah, thank you, Nidis. Thank you so much for coming up. I know your guys' stories will, man, a lot of upcoming athletes will learn a lot of things from your journey. And thank you, Doko, for coming on, man. Appreciate your time, man. Oh yeah, we'll wrap things up. Yeah, before we close up, big thank you to sponsors, Click Barbers. Appreciate you guys for always backing our future visions. And yeah, see you in the next one.